All right, Tony is getting us set for the winter. We've been talking about the lack of snow, but your car probably is already feeling the cold. He's at Gordy Boucher Nissan getting the scoop.
Yes, and you know what? The weather outside is already changing. It was nice and warm this morning, but just as we were setting up,
That's what I thought he was going to say.
I was like, whoa, holy moly, it got cold. So now's a good time to be thinking about your car and what you need to do to it to make sure it survives one of our brutal winters, especially when there's like 12 inches of snow on the ground. Yuck. Mitch is here with Boucher. Come on over, Mitch. Now there's you're working on a bunch of stuff here in the garage. This is where all the action is, right?
Yeah, it's where it's all happening.
Okay, so can you show us some of the things that people need to be looking at or be fixing for the winter season?
You bet.
Can we walk around and see something that's being worked on?
Yeah, let's take a look.
Winterization. Now, winterization almost sounds like you're packing something up for the winter, putting the saran wrap on it, you know. And that's
we're kind of doing the opposite here. We're getting it ready for the winter, so it's going out to be used.
Okay. So what are the basic things?
So we're going to look at a number of basic things here. We're going to look at the tires because we want to make sure we stay on the road.
Okay.
We're going to look at the brakes because we want to make sure we can stop.
Okay.
We're going to take a look at the suspension and make sure that it's ready for the winter and safe. We're going to take a look at the antifreeze and make sure it protects the vehicle down to about 25 below zero, which we're going to need this year.
Okay.
And those are some of the main things we're going to be looking at. Safety, maintenance, the basic stuff.
Okay. Now, I am a doer of all things, just so you know. And I do like to get my hands a little dirty. So I'm wondering if there's cars in here being worked on. Is there something that I can help and then we can look up close so we can see what people should be looking at?
Sure. For example, we've got this one right over here.
Oh, okay, come on over here. This is up on the rack. This is what's called a rack, right?
Yep. So this one is in for one of our quick service, which basically we do and try to do it in 30 minutes or less.
Okay.
And we're going to be taking a look at the brakes here at the back. This is going to be a drum brake on the front. We can see them a little bit better.
Oh, disc brakes. Come this way. A lot of you have the drum brake in the back.
And so we're going to be taking a look at the front brakes here, making sure that there's no corrosion. In this case, we do have some corrosion, but this rotor still looks fairly safe.
Now, to the naked eye, if you're your average Joe driving your car, how do you know when to bring something like this in? Is there like a time period that you should always be checking brakes specifically, or what?
Brakes are usually related to your driving style. So some go faster, some take longer.
Based on my commute this morning, everybody drives crazy. So you are probably one of these
do a lot of stop and go, they'll go a lot quicker.
Okay.
The best thing you can do on this is bring it into one of our stores or another facility. We've got 16 in the area.
Okay.
And when we take them apart, we can take a real good look. Some of this you have to have the wheel off, and it's much better to have the experts look at it. When we get down to this thing, we're going to be miking this out, measuring how thick it is, and we're measuring the thickness of the pad. Okay. Very hard to do with the tires still on the car.
Now here's a good question about brakes. For somebody who doesn't have anti-lock brakes.
Okay.
Okay. A lot of people don't. But most cars probably do have them now, right? It's like more of a standard.
More than not.
More than that. Okay. If you don't have the anti-lock brakes, how are you supposed to use your brakes effectively so that you don't screw anything up when it gets scary out there?
Good question. Basically, what those ABS brakes do is they pulse the pedal much faster than you could physically do it yourself.
So it's almost like pumping it like this.
Very fast. It'll pump it thousands of times a second. When you do it, you're going to try to pump your brakes a little bit, and that'll help you get it, because you don't want the tire to lock up. The minute it locks up, you're just going to slide. You're just going to slide at that point. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to take a look at some other things that you guys can check out and make sure that your car's geared up. I'm looking for grease. I want to get my hands dirty.
Okay.
We're gonna get my hands dirty coming up in a little bit. So stick around. More tips for you too to get prepared. I'm gonna get ready.
I just pictured Tony in a scene from Grease.